Good rising, we have another day. Good rising, hey, 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 hey. Good rising, we have another day. Hallelujah. Hello, hello, this is Yvette with Yvette's Turn. Y'all give me a second. I thought I was going to have my main breakfast that I have in the mornings, which is oatmeal with pecans. Okay? But I got up this morning and went to fix it and realized, let me turn this down, that I used up my pecans yesterday. And normally I order my groceries either on Friday or Saturday, or go get them, whichever I'm gonna do. I've been ordering my groceries, and but I didn't do it yesterday because I spent most of the day after I went to the chiropractor. I went to my daughter's house, and we ended up having lunch. So, and after we had lunch, we went back to her house and just kind of sat around and talked and stuff. So I didn't get to my normal rounds of ordering my groceries yesterday. So I'm having to make my breakfast uh, instead of having my normal oatmeal, which is very quick. All right, so I'm doing turkey sausage. I'm having two of those. It's the low sodium, I think it's low sodium, 10 grams of protein, 60% less fat, but I mean, I think it does still have sodium and stuff. Anyway, so that egg whites and avocado is what I'm having for breakfast. Okay, I do have an avocado here. All right, I'm on my last avocado too. While this is cooking, my sausage patties, I'm gonna get my lime ready for my drink. Good rising to you, and I thank you for stopping by as you come in. I like lime in my diet Pepsi Zero, so I'm gonna get that ready. But while my sausage patties are heating up, turkey sausage, and I'm using olive oil, I'm gonna get my avocado ready. Half of an avocado. I just don't like the way they turn brown once you cut them. Okay, so half of an avocado. And let's see, get everything I don't like off of the avocado. I hope y'all are having a nice morning, that your day is off to a good start. Hope your families are well. I'm cutting up my lime or splitting it in half for my drink. And then I'm going to cut up my avocado in slices, salt and pepper that. I love black pepper. And for my egg whites, I'll be using black pepper, Mrs. Dash, and garlic salt. Sometimes I might put a piece of cheese in my egg whites, but mainly I don't. I try not to do too much cheese. So getting my drink ready, and I keep an iced down glass, a chilled glass, ready for my next drink. I made my first batch of sweet tea for starting for the spring and summer. But I made my first batch of sweet tea last week. It's in the fridge ready to drink because I love sweet tea, and I really love it in spring and summer. Okay, I'm squeezing the lime into my ice. Put that back in here for a sec while I'm finishing this stuff. I do have something I want to read. Wow, let me see if I can move y'all over here off of my paper towel because I need to get some paper towel. Okay, move my olive oil. I do have something that I want to read, and it's not long at all. I think it's one verse, but I'm going to do this first. So here's my turkey sausage. Okay. Get the excess oil off of that. That's what we have so far. Turkey sausage, avocado. Now I'm about to do my egg whites in the same pan with the olive oil. A little black pepper. Nothing fancy. A little garlic salt. And a little Mrs. Dash. I must get my groceries done today. Let's see if I can. Now y'all are sitting in my skillet, which I don't use except for the holidays. It's my cast iron seasoned black skillet, and it's heavy too. It's the kind you can pass down. Doing my egg whites. Whew. These allergies, y'all. I am empowered to prosper. Indeed I am. All right. So that's my egg whites. Okay. Now I'm just putting a little water in my pan. So when I get ready to wash up my dishes, some of us still wash our dishes. Yes, I have a dishwasher. It works. But I forget. I use my dishwasher for storage. I don't use that many dishes. So I could just wash up my dishes and forget about it by the time I figure out how to get my dishwasher going. So call it what you want to. And then two, I'm saying this because I have two children, or they're grown now, but that would do this to this. I need to let the dishes soak. You know how you when you're raising your kids, you have them either load the dishwasher or wash dishes. There was a time we did not have a dishwasher, and everything needed to soak. Well, honey, if you put water in it, while after you finish using it, while you're eating and stuff, it's going to be easy to just wipe down and clean out. All right, so hi, hello. Hi, can you say hi to Harper? Hi, Harper. Okay. Uh, I don't know who Harper is. I hope Harper is either a person, a child, which is a person, or a pet, and not anything crazy. Okay. Um, but anyway, that's my breakfast. What I want to read now, very quickly, is one. It's not a long thing. It's one verse. Give me just a second to find it. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. These allergies, and you're gonna hear me clear my nose. I'm gonna wash my hands when we go. I do apologize. My apologies. Proverbs 18:21 says, Death, this is King James, says, Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it, was it, whatever you're saying, shall eat the fruit thereof. That's King James. I want to read it out of HCSB. That's all I'm reading. I'm going to say what I have to say and go on about my business. Uh, Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So basically the same thing. Um, Here we go again. Y'all, I apologize. I don't want to keep sniffling. My humble apologies. Uh, Not liking that at all. Let me wash my hands. Okay. But what I want to say about that is speak what you want to see. We hear that. Speak what gives you, what brings you happiness. Speak what gives you pleasure. When I was raising my children, I did not ever speak to them. You know how you get frustrated sometimes as parents? I never told them, you will never da da da, you're not worth a nickel. I never said things like that. I would speak it in the affirmative. Even if I was extremely frustrated, it's going to come out more to the tune of, you're not going to be blah blah blah, whatever negative thing. You're going to do or be on the positive route or side of things. That's what the tongue is for. Not cursing people. Okay? Not not cursing people. That's what the tongue is for. There was, when I was in the church and I was living in Alabama at the time, I'm gonna make this as quick as I can, telling the story. When I was at the church in Alabama, there was a lady who was a first lady who came to visit the church that I went to, and she was speaking there. I forget the subject because it's probably been over 20 years. But she preached, honey, and y'all may not believe in women preachers, but honey, that lady preached even to the point of she came from an Old Testament passage, and she talked about the different stops of Jacob on his journey when he left home, when he essentially fled from Esau. And she broke down the cities and what the cities' names meant and all of that. But she preached, honey, she preached. And then she talked about, if it doesn't bring you pleasure or joy, why speak it? Excuse me. Why tell your child you're not worth a nickel or something like that if that doesn't bring you joy? Is that what you want to see? But she really talked about that. Life and death, Proverbs 18:21. Y'all forgive me. I need to get some serious allergy medication. Wash your hands again for the third time. And yes, I would be doing this even if I was not on the camera. Washing my hands. Yeah, why speak it if it does not bring you joy? You want to speak what you want to see. Okay? And what you want to see in your life and in the lives of people you love should be good. Instead of cursing people out, instead of actually cursing people and saying negative and speaking negative things over their life, here's my glass of ice with my lemon juice in it that I just squeezed the fresh lemon. Now I'm gonna pour my Pepsi Zero, and I'm having egg whites, avocado, and turkey bacon. Speak what you want to see. That lady preached that. She said, if it doesn't bring you joy, why would you speak it? And I'm gonna tell you another thing before I say. First of all, let me do this first. Instead of trying to play God in other people's lives, instead of trying to speak ill of other people, love yourself and speak well of yourself. Maybe you'll do better. Speak well over your children, over the people you love. After a period of time, that's got to come back. When my son started high school, my husband, my children's father, and I were in the process of separating and divorcing. When we separated, the only apartment that I could find in my price range, because I'm the one that moved out, was clear across town. My son stayed with my father, with his father, because he was starting high school, and I believe if your husband, ex-husband, the child's father is worth anything, the father is important in the daughter and the son's life. But that son, when he's turning into a young man, needs to be in the daily presence of his father. And it hurt my heart to not be seeing him every day. But I thought I was doing and was doing the best thing for him to let him live with his father, and my daughter went with me. Divorce is not pretty. There's no way really to make it just make it fair all the way around, or peaceable all the way around. Okay, it is what it is. When he was starting high school, I knew I wasn't going to be there every day, living clear across town. We're still talking about life and death being in the power of the tongue. And I believe that y'all know I'm what they call African American. And yes, we have contracts before we come here. That's Isaiah 1. Okay? We have contracts before we come here. And some of us come here for a little while, then we get out of here. That's our contract. And that's why some of us don't live till 20s, 30s, 40s. Some of it's that. Okay? But don't let it be because you didn't use your voice and your tongue, Proverbs 18:21, to insulate, speak over, and protect what you love. Proverbs 18, life and death in the power of the tongue. He was starting high school. I don't know if he knows this to this day. He's 32 years old. Before school started, at the school he was assigned to go to, that he went to for his whole 4 years of high school, one Saturday, I believe it was on a weekend, before school started, My daughter and I, because I kept her with me, so she would have been in middle school. I said, we're going to walk the grounds of said high school, and that's a large property. I walked all the way around that high school, speaking and proclaiming life, that my son was going into that high school and that he shall be coming out of it alive. It's stuff my son has been through that I don't know because I probably couldn't take it. But I believe that as a mother, speaking those words and using my tongue instead of using it to be in some argument with another woman over a damn man, over some man, instead of using my tongue to curse my children, instead of using my tongue to try to lord it over somebody else and try to speak that they are not going to live out their days and I'm going to be able to collect off of an insurance policy plus their inheritance, and I want them to go out with some kind of chest issues and be some kind of be so depressed that they take themselves out. Instead of using my tongue for that, one of the things that I did, like I said, was go up to that high school. I walked all the way around it, all around the ground, speaking. My son is coming into this high school and alive, and he shall graduate and leave it alive. But he went through a lot. One of the things, and I'm not going to tell his business, but because like I said, I don't know everything and I'm not going to tell his business. But one of the things I remember him saying, I'm African American and there's certain things in our community that happen that we need help with. Yes, we need counseling from all the things that we've been through. We need counseling and our reparations. Some stuff we are causing ourselves, but there was one experience, if I'm remembering correctly, because they're young, they get these guns and things. He encountered an op, I think that's what they call them, that drove up on him, had a gun, pointed it at him. Now, my son is walking, and this person drove up on him, had the gun pointed it on him, and the person told him, I don't know why I'm not shooting you right now. Proverbs 18. See, a lot of y'all been playing. If this wasn't to be taken seriously, the truths of this scripture and a real relationship with divine and a real in the church, I'm gonna go back to church language, even though there is truth outside of religion, but I'm gonna come back to it, to y'all's language for a minute. If the truths of this book was not to be taken seriously and one was not to develop a true relationship with divine, somebody forgot to tell me because I took it serious. When my son was a toddler, and no shame on his father, but his father used to have trouble sleeping when he was a child and would be tormented sleeping. Same thing happened to my son. Oh, you got the right mama. I would get my son, put him on the couch at 2 and 3 years old, and over in the middle of the night, I'd hear him toiling in sleep. He had one of those little to the floor race car beds, which I did not like because I had to vacuum. It sat on the carpet, and here I am vacuuming the carpet around his bed, moving the mattress and stuff, and make sure ain't no spiders fixing to bite my baby over in the night. Okay, but anyway. Get him and put him on the couch and speak one of these scriptures that says it is useless. I'm paraphrasing. To stay up all night when the Lord gives his beloved sleep. I want you to know I did it not just for a week, not just for a day. I did it until I saw he was sleeping through the night. We're talking about Proverbs 18 and the power of the tongue. Using it, that death and life lie in it. How are you going to use your tongue? See, if this is a game and truth And this doesn't work. I'm talking about outside of the religion, because religion was made up. These texts existed in the truths of it before religion. If this is a game, somebody forgot to tell me, because I took it seriously. And I believe it is from me taking it seriously. And of course, like I said, there are contracts before we come here. But then it's not going to be because mama didn't do her job. And not only did I do it in the natural, I did it in the spirit. That's what your tongue is for, to speak life. I'm about to go eat my breakfast and watch a housewife show. We'll talk later. Love y'all.